Hello everyone and welcome back to more Going Local here with Celtic, and today is the day of the Europa League first knockout round against Roma. It's going to be quite tough, but I mean it's a welcome distraction from the perils of the SPL run-in. Yes, it's fair to say when you look at some of the other teams we could have faced, we got quite a difficult draw, but we will make the best of it today. The first leg coming up in Rome, and then the second leg will probably have to be next time because, well, the way the fixture list is sort of turned out is quite annoying from a sort of episode scheduling perspective, because we've also got to play Queen of the South in the Scottish Cup fourth round. We'll be doing that later on today. But as you can see, since last time we have played 3 more league games, and we have, for the first time in a long time, dropped points, and it could be an issue. I hope it isn't. But first of all, we beat Kilmarnock 4-1. That was good. Good performance from the boys there. We then left it quite late to beat Motherwell. We had so many chances in this game, so many opportunities. They did nothing. 67-minute penalty from Odsonne Edouard eventually got the job done. But then against St Johnstone, we left things even later. The 83rd minute, Lewis Ferguson eventually scored a goal after a long period where we didn't convert any of the chances we made. But then, of course, because this is Football Manager and specifically it's FM21, they immediately, having done absolutely nothing all game, proceeded to equalise with their only shot of the entire match 1 minute later. I cannot stress that sometimes this game is really irritating, but then so is football in real life, I suppose. Just the 25 shots, 2.9 XG, and yet we drop points. It leaves us, therefore, as thus. 29 matches played, we've got 81 points. We're still well clear at the top of the table, but it's just frustrating, because if we assume Rangers win their game in hand, which they almost certainly will, then our lead would only be 6 points, and we've still got to play Rangers twice. So it's conceivable that things could go wrong. Our goal difference is strong. We are quite a few goals ahead of them, but it's tighter than I'd like it to be, and it's tighter than it would be if we hadn't dropped points there. Rangers' record is pretty imperious. They 3 draws, the same as us. Their only 2 defeats have, of course, come both against us. Otherwise, 23 wins. They're really good. And as you can see as well, we've both qualified for the Champions League already, and it's February. So previous episode, don't know what Ismaila Soro was going on about, because we have already qualified for the Champions League. I mean, okay, not the group stage outright, but nevertheless, he's still unhappy. He still wants to leave, but he's not been sold. But let's get into the action. Obviously, wouldn't ordinarily want to sort of follow up a game where we've dropped points, which, you know, when you consider how many games we've won this season is equivalent to a loss. I don't want to follow that up with the toughest game of the season away at Roma, but this is what's happened. This is what we've got to do. At least we've got a home game against lower league opposition in the cup after this one. But the team is looking pretty much good. Barkas is going to be a goal. Taylor, Julian, Aya, and Kenny is the defence. Soro is, as we said, upset, but he's going to have to get on with it, really. He can't go anywhere else now. Ferguson and McGregor complete the midfield, of course. El Yunusi and Christie and Edouard is the front 3. Maybe it's an issue that they've played too many games and they're a bit tired. I think against St Johnstone we were just quite unlucky. I mean, they're in third. They're the third best team in the division, so it's not really a massive issue that we haven't beaten them, I suppose. But anyway, let's see what we can do against one of the biggest sides in Italy, a team, of course, we may well manage in the future. Who knows what the future will hold. We have to go to Italy at some point, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's not quite the level of Roma team of the past. No Totti, that kind of level, but still some excellent players. I mean, Pellegrini is a fantastic player, it's fair to say. So this is not going to be anything other than a test. Any away goals we can get here in the first leg would be really nice. I'm not going to put too much pressure on them. We're not expected to win. I mean, the board do want us to get to the next round, but considering the level of opponent we have unfortunately been drawn against, that might prove difficult. And the first highlight looks to be going Roma's way. Pellegrini on the ball, slips in, Carr's drop on the right hand side. He's taking his time, but the cross is going to be a good one, and it's a good one. Gonzalo Villa scores with 3 minutes in. This could be bad. Why couldn't we have gone into this off the back of a 5-0 win? That would be more enjoyable, wouldn't it? I mean, when you consider how good we were against Napoli, that's a bit unfortunate. I don't know what Aya's doing there. He's in the way of Barkas, who can't do much about it, but yeah, not a great start I mean, this is maybe the thing. We've had so many games so far this season where we have been in complete control, not really had any sort of tests from anybody other than Rangers, really, certainly since the group stage of the Europa League. Probably the biggest test we've had was from Stenhouse Muir last time. So, yeah, need a response. We've potentially got one here. Taylor and El Yunusi exchange the ball. Taylor's already on a yellow card, but he's going on, trying to put a cross in. McGregor puts a cross in. It's been pinged in. Ridiculous animation there. But Ryan Christie's goal is probably going to be ruled out for offside, which is unfortunate because that's a goal for us, and I don't like it when that happens. It has indeed been ruled out, disallowed. It was a good move. It's just unfortunate. I mean, I don't really agree with that, to be honest. It was the trailing leg of the Roma defender was playing him onside, in my opinion, but it did the flashy line thing. It's not been counted, and we're going in at half-time 1-0 down, which is not actually the end of the world. And I said we could be unlucky so far because we've scored a goal that arguably should have counted. I mean, if we can get, even if we lose the game, 2-1, they often say, is a great scoreline for the away leg of a knockout European tie. Let's see what we can do. Lewis Ferguson intercepts the ball well, tries to set Edouard away, but it's easily cut out by Federico Fazio. And this is feeling like the first goal. Spinazzola across, Dzeko, his shot is wide. The average ratings would suggest there's been quite a few poor performances out there, so I think, a change is needed. We've not been atrocious. I don't think we've been particularly atrocious. We have had opportunities, but just not many, and they've converted their best one that they've had. Anyway, Mkhitaryan forwards, sets up Spinazzola, got a bit of a knock, doesn't seem to be affecting him. He's cutting inside. He's going to take a shot on. We punt him back, but only to Jordan Veretout, who has made it 2-0. We've made some changes, see if that makes any sort of difference whatsoever. Lax out. Didn't do very well against lower league opposition. Maybe he'll do better against Italian opposition. If we can get a goal, an away goal would be quite good, wouldn't it? That would be a big boost. Lax out, finds Christie, laid off to David Turnbull, slips it in. Christie's in. Can he get a shot away? He's been tackled before he can. It's not been entirely uneven. In fact, we've had more possession overall, way more possession. We can maybe feel a little bit aggrieved. We've gone positive. Let's see if we can nick something. Turnbull, free kick in. Ryan Christie heads it in. There we go. We got a foothold in the tie. An away goal. Ryan Christie with a headed finish from the free kick. Set pieces bailing us out once again. We've got an away goal. We've got hope, and that is time. And 2-1 is not a bad result in the away leg of a European tie. I'm happy with that. Should also say, don't know whether we're going to be here next year or not. Hopefully we get everything done. But in any case, for some nice future planning for the club, we have signed a pre-contract agreement with John Suter from Hearts. We will obviously need to replace Shane Duffy because his loan is not going to be renewed if I'm still here, and probably not if I'm not. So Suter, we already mentioned him in the summer as a possible player to get in, but he's just come off a big injury. He's had a good half a year with Hearts in the Championship. He's a very solid centre-back. And for the budget price of 1.5 million, it made sense to get him in. He was potentially going to go to America, so I thought we'll go in there, we'll get him while we can. But time for the Scottish Cup, and unfortunately Rangers have easily got through their tie against Motherwell. Potentially tricky away game for them, so that's irritating. I don't think they're going to get knocked out unless they are knocked out by us. But we've got Queen of the South at home, which I think has got to be an opportunity to rest some of these boys. We're getting a bit tired, I think. Potentially it's a risk, but we should have enough quality to win. We need the other guys, they need a bit of a rest. So Barkas is going to stay in goal because I don't trust Scott Bain particularly, but Lax out, Kurt, Duffy and Ralston's the defence, Campbell, Turnbull, Kilty the midfield, Johnston, Forrest the wingers. With Lee Griffiths up front, he is apparently no longer particularly competent as a complete forward on support, which makes he can do complete forward on attack, but he can't do support. How does that make any sense? My assistant John Kennedy suggesting the full-on complacency team talk, which of course, that was in full effect in the previous round. We don't want to be doing that. Play your natural game. Relax. Go out there and win 5-0 without any issues whatsoever. Right, here we go. Highlight. First of all, Mickey Johnston, left-hand side, pulls it back, way back for Alan Campbell, but we're in a great position here. Lax out, put a cross in. He does. Turnbull. How has that not gone in? Griffiths, Turnbull should all be ashamed of themselves if we don't win this. I don't know. Ballantyne with a dreadful free kick though, given away to Forrest. James Forrest racing forward to take a shot on James. He has. It's terrible. Easily claimed by Ferguson. I mean, there's positivity, but the XG is already over 1, which is a concern because we've had 2 really good chances. We've not scored either of them. But anyway, Johnston back to Laxalt. I want to see improvement from him today after his poor performance, and that's a great piece of skill, which certainly is better than anything he did in the previous round. Great ball in. Lee Griffiths scores, and we've got the breakthrough. I was going to say early breakthrough, but it's not particularly early. It's 20 minutes in, but yeah, great ball from Laxalt, and the finish is lovely from Lee Griffiths. He's taking a free kick now, whips it in. Shane Duffy's there, and Shane Duffy is not as prolific as Christopher Julian, but he's still got 3 goals, which, considering he's barely played, is quite impressive. And then, unlike the previous round, we are 2-0 up inside half an hour, and you do think it's going to be all right. Why do I say these things? They've got a corner. Are they going to score from that corner? No. Kerr gets it away, and now we can counter. James Forrest, loads of space. Lee Griffiths is with him. He's leisurely jogging into the penalty box. Forrest, I don't know what he was trying to do there. He's eventually gone with the right option. Griffiths makes it 3. I mean, James Forrest has got all the time in the world, and his option is to shoot straight at the defender. Eventually squared it to Griffiths. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing. He's sort of gliding out, but Griffiths does get it on target. 3-0. We should be all right. And there's a challenge gone in on Ralston there very soon afterwards from Jones. It's going to be a red card, I think. Yep, he's gone. Straight red. Can't deal with the pace of Anthony Ralston. And yeah, this could get pretty ugly for them. You do fear for Queen of the South. No more goals until the break though, but it's going to take a minor miracle for them to possibly come back from here. Case of how many now really. Laxalt has been pretty easily robbed by the defender, but he's given it straight away to Turnbull, who's given it to Forrest, who's been tackled. I mean, we're not exactly being amazing, but then this is the second string, of course, the B team. There's a reason why they don't play in the sort of more difficult opponent matches. Ralston's still going, beats his man. He goes all the way to Mickey Johnston. Not the best delivery ever, but Johnston pulls it back. It's just been cleared. I mean, if anything, this is going to be a highlight for Queen of the South. We're not doing particularly well. Now can we work something? Forrest to Ralston, cuts inside this time to Johnston, knocks it down to Kilty, and Greg Kilty has his first goal in a Celtic shirt, his 11th of the season, but his first for us, 4-0. Very long move, but a very good move in the end. Some good play. Ralston inside this time. I like to see that variation, crossing sometimes, cutting inside others, and the knockdown from Johnston is nice. The finish from Kilty is very sweet. And well, we might be gifting a goal for Queen of the South here. The header was missed, but there was a brilliant challenge in the end from Jason Kerr, I think it was, to save us. Could be 5. Griffiths with the corner. It's cleared away. Shane Duffy trying to get there. Still looking for another one. Alan Campbell trying to hold it up well. Exchanges passes with Laxalt. He's just giving it away. I mean, some of these boys are very, very sloppy when it comes to passing. We've won it back though, and Forrest has found Mickey Johnston. Heavy touch on him, but he's got past the defender pretty easily. Stops, pulls it back. Lee Griffiths is there, and Lee Griffiths has himself a hat-trick. He's not had many opportunities this season. Odson Edward has been so good, but now he has got a good chance to shine and showcase what he is capable of. It's 5-0. It was never really in doubt once the first goal went in, and we're into the quarter-final, you would say. And there we go. Lovely stuff indeed. And just how much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet on the next click we are going to be drawn against Rangers in the quarterfinal? It just feels inevitable. Oh, well, actually, it was taking place during the game. We've missed it. It was already been drawn. We've been drawn against Hibernian. It's a lot better than Scotland away from home at Easter Road, though. Potentially tricky. Rangers got St Johnstone. That's probably the trickiest opponent either of us could have had other than each other. So, yeah, that's quite good. Kilmarnock still in here as well. Some reasonable teams. 2 championship teams, Dunfermline and Hearts as well. Yeah, I mean, not bad. If we could just, if St Johnstone could do us a massive favour, they've cost us 2 points in the league. If they could just knock Rangers out, that would be really good. So there we are then, and it hasn't really helped the fixture list and episode planning at all, has it? Shoving it in there, so it will go nicely with the Rangers game, which obviously we need to show. But then we've got the second leg against Roma, and then if we do manage to get past Roma, which isn't outside the realms of possibility, that's going to completely destroy all of this anyway. I mean, we've still got the championship group thing. We're going to have to play Rangers for a fourth time. So it's difficult. I think, well, we'll definitely be back for the Roma game. We have to do that. I think we might just do that as well as the Hibs game and the Rangers game. But again, it depends on if we beat Roma, then I reckon that the next round is going to be put in very, very quickly, and maybe even before the Rangers game. So these things could change. But yeah, it could be at least 3 games. We shall see. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next time. We are still theoretically on for a treble, but a double, I'll be happy with a double.